Alright, and hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. Today we're here with some more F1 2019 career mode. If you haven't seen the last episode, be sure to check it out because oh my god, what a race. We got our first ever win with Red Bull, so be sure to check one out. It definitely was not an easy one, but today we're here for the Monaco Grand Prix. Our engine upgrade has unfortunately failed, but we don't really need engine upgrades for Monaco. It's more downforce, but we only got a drag upgrade, so that's not really going to help with the corners, but it will help a little bit with our straight line speeds, that top end speed, especially as we look at the standings. Alfa Romeo managed to jump Williams and Racing Point get back ahead of Ferrari, but other than that, nothing new. McLaren still haven't upgraded at all this season. They've gone the whole season without any upgrades except from the first one that everyone's had so far. So we've only got a minor upgrade, but yeah, let's just get straight on into qualifying and see what we can do.
We're here at the magical Circuit de Monaco for one of the most challenging qualifying sessions on the Formula One calendar. Who can add their name to the illustrious list of Monte Carlo pole sitters here today? I was looking at some highlights of previous races here, and the one thing that really stood out to me was the run down to turn one. It's not an easy one to navigate as everyone is scrapping to get into there first.
Turn one's always a consideration for this race. It's certainly a difficult one to get right when surrounded by other cars, but the race isn't won or lost there. You've got to be smart, get through, and hope your rivals get into trouble and not you.
And now as we come to the end of our first lap in Q1, we crossed the line to go 18th, which wasn't very good. But as you can see, as I come through the first corner, I'm already 4/10 up on my delta from that last lap. And by the end of the lap, I don't get a great last corner exit, but we're 8/10 up. And it only gets better from there as we go P6 at the end of that lap. And then as we go to the end of the session, we go P11. That is a bit of the legacy glitch, wherever it's called, where when you fast forward, you drop down the grid a bit. But that was all that is, and we're through into Q2. So now we come to the end of our first lap of Q2. Locked up a little bit into that final corner, which wasn't great. But we did cross the line to go P6 again, which is exactly what we wanted. But I did mess up that first turn, and I put it in the wall. But we didn't really need to go for a second lap. We come through P10, just getting through into Q3. Hamilton in P6 there, but now let's see if we can fight for another pole position as we come to the end of our first lap in Q3. It's felt like a good one so far as we go pole, provisional pole on our first lap. I did go for a second lap, but as you can see, I pulled out of it halfway through. I realised that there's no point just wasting fuel and tyres on a poor lap. Let's see what we can do. Go for another one, but at the end of that lap I also pulled out as well, so it's just not working. I couldn't get another good lap in, and I was up in my delta in the first bit for this lap, so I was looking forward to it, but in the end, once again, I wasn't on that pace. I'd run out of fuel by that point, but we crossed the line.
Fantastic, you've got pole.
And it's pole, 2 pole positions in a row. This is the pole we need, especially for the Monaco Grand Prix, the most important pole of the season.
Race, but before we
so
begin,
let's see if we can
have a quick look at those who will
bring
be
it home
the grid.
and take the win.
And
Weber in the Alfa Romeo really dragging it up the grid. It's only like the third worst team on the grid. Hamilton, a poor qualifying from him, but let's get straight to the race.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Byrne lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Weber, Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton and Kvyat, Verstappen, Bottas, Butler and Sergio Perez, Albon, Russell, Kimi Raikkonen and Kubica, Magnussen, Grosjean, Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz. Stroll and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, it's a short run to Saint-Devote, and you know what Monaco's like, so try to defend this lead.
Well, at least he didn't say no heroics into Saint-Devote, please. That's good. But yeah, let's get ready to go to 5 red lights for the Monaco Grand Prix. Gonna really be trying to defend my lead. There's 5 red lights, and we're underway. I get a pretty decent start, but then Lucas Weber goes for a move up my inside. I didn't see him there, and that launches him into the side of Vettel. But we got a pretty amazing start, and now we're flying off into the lead. So now I'm really just going to try to push. I did make a little bit of contact with the wall there, but no damage. So that's good. And now I'm just going to try to push, build up a little bit of a gap, and then I'll just sort of conserve my tyres from there on. Because now it comes to the end of the first lap. Me and Vettel have managed to pull away from Weber, but Vettel's just coming with me as I'm trying to bolt away, which really isn't what I want. I want to be able to break away from it, but he's just not allowing me to. As now coming to the end of the second lap, I managed to make a bit of a bigger gap to Vettel.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
And I managed to pull away from Vettel even more through that first corner, but now on lap 4 he's right back behind us, and I just couldn't keep him off me. I was trying to bolt, but he just kept on staying with me. As now we do have a bit of a strategy change. Couldn't really decide on what I wanted to do, but we have got Weber's managed to catch up to me and Vettel a little bit more. But in the end, I did go keep the current strategy. My tyres were getting a bit hot because I'm not great at turning my tyres around here, but I was like, keep with the current, we know that's going to work. Because now, the next up, we've broken away from Weber again, so there seems to be like a complete inconsistency with everyone's pace here today. Really. It's now lap 6. Finally, Vettel goes for his first move. He fully sets up the inside, but I just managed to hold it around the outside. We make a little bit of contact with him, so we get a bit of a warning there. But that is the first dive Vettel's made, and I'm sure he's going to make many, many more into that chicane. So we're really going to have to make sure we can defend hard there. But I am good at keeping it around the outside there. But now we are pitting in this lap. So let's see if anyone else will, and it doesn't look like it. So we're going to come in for the medium tyres and just go to the end. We are going to come out in last place by quite a bit, it seems. So let's see what we can do. We're really just going to have to push, make sure we're quicker than Vettel, because he's probably going to come in on the next lap. So just push as much as we can, make sure we can stay ahead of him when he pushes in. And now, just make sure we can hold on to the lead, because this is the only time we're really under threat from losing the lead. Because now we come on to the next lap, and there is a Ferrari that has pitted in, and it is Vettel, and we have jumped him by so much. We have jumped Vettel a ton here, which is absolutely fantastic, exactly what we needed. So now we can just sit conserve our tyres a bit and make sure we can make them go to the end. As I said, not very good at keeping my tyres good around this track, and Vettel's closed in very quickly as we jump Leclerc as well. And now everyone ahead of us is on medium tyres, but they started on mediums, so they're going to be ahead of us for quite a while. I assume they won't be pitting in until, I don't know, like lap 12 or something. But Kvyat pits in for hard tyres, which kind of scared me a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe I should have gone for hards, but a bunch of people set fast lap, and it goes to Hamilton in the end. There is now on lap 11. Vettel is right behind us, and he's really piling on the pressure.
Okay, gap ahead is
you can really tell I am not having fun with my tyres already. I feel like Hamilton and Monaco 2019, Bono, my tyres, yeah, you can really see I am slowing up Vettel. He is ready to make a move, and I lose the rear. Big moment for us. Let's get a replay of that. We have a big moment. We lose the rear big time, and that could have sent us flying into the wall, but we just managed to keep it under control. Once again, on the next lap, Vettel is right behind us. He's just piling on the pressure, and he gets alongside us a little bit, but I just managed to squeeze him out. And on the next lap, he's going around our outside as we come down into Mirabeau. But I'm just trying to hold him off there, but my tyres are so done by this point. But everyone ahead still hasn't come in, which is just really starting to scare me a bit. It's like, when are they going to come in? Because they have to pit at some point, but it's just, when are they going to do it? And now Vettel is literally right behind us. It seems like he's looking for a move into the chicane, but he doesn't quite go for it. I go deep just to be safe, and I just managed to hold him off into there. But now, finally, Ricciardo and Kubica, that's one of the racing points, and that's Albon, finally come in for their pit stops. Took them long enough, but now I'm assuming everyone ahead will now come in on this lap, but I go late. Daniel Ricciardo is out of the race, which is such a shame for him. Just came in for his pit stop. More troubles for Daniel and Monaco. Obviously, we know he hasn't always been the luckiest here. Of course, 2018 was a very good race for him, but that's an engine failure for him. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get a virtual safety car or a full course from that.
Virtual safety car
yes,
deployed.
just like I say that, virtual safety car has been deployed. Now, this is pretty good for us because it's going to allow us to just sort of allow our tyres to cool down a bit.
Delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
Slow your pace if I get a pretty good launch, I would say, out of that virtual safety car as it comes to an end. Now, lap 15 finally, Sainz and Russell will come in, and we are back into the lead. So now 5 laps left to go.
The
Now we just need to
turbocharger is on its last legs.
And now our turbo, we're having issues with our turbocharger, which isn't going to be good. And we see that in full force as we come into lap 17. As Vettel gets alongside us, because when your turbo's damaged, that means top end speed's going to be bad. So we just managed to hold it around the outside there, but I'm sure we're really going to have to try to defend hard these next 4 laps. Now, 3 laps left. Vettel right behind us. And surprisingly, Lance Stroll in the Renault has set the fastest lap of the race. That is really surprising, because I almost run it into the wall there. But now, as we come on the penultimate lap, we cross the line to start the final lap. We're still in the lead, and then we just need to hold off Vettel.
3.4 seconds.
And Hamilton, yeah, he's really far back, it seems. Now, one last lap we have to hold off Vettel. Because now we come down to the chicane. The best chance he's going to have to overtake us. He's right behind us, but he doesn't go for a move. And I think that could be it for Vettel. He doesn't really have any more opportunities, and he's fallen off me quite there as I'm quite quickly that chicane. As now we come through. Left, right, right, left. Now, only Raskas left. Let's see what we can do. Vettel doesn't go for a move. One final corner left. We come through and onto the final straight. Vettel's too far back, and we're going to take our 2nd win with Red Bull, our 3rd win of our career, and our 1st win at Monaco.
You've won the Grand Prix.
Yes!
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
And alongside with my second win with Red Bull gives Weber his first ever podium with Alfa Romeo. What a race from Weber. That was absolutely fantastic. Hamilton finishes 10th, starting 5th. That is an awful race for him. And I'm sure that's not going to help him in the championship. But yeah, absolutely insane race that is. I'm lost for words, to be completely honest. But Vettel just couldn't get us. He was piling on the pressure all race. But now as we look to the standings, we increase our lead to 26 points as Vettel jumps Perez. So now, maybe for the rest of the season it could be me and Vettel fighting, but Hamilton drops down to 9th place, which is not good for him at all. But now finally we Red Bull take the lead of the constructors over Racing Point, and Alfa Romeo jump Williams with Weber's first podium there. So very good for all of them.
There today. Let's have your thoughts.
Now, interviews.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
I don't know, just fast, isn't it?
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
I think they're talking about that little moment when Vettel went up our inside and got a bit of a warning, but I don't reply to these because you're just going to get bad rap.
Thanks anyway.
No problem.
Great result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with our performance.
I don't think you can. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to like, subscribe, turn post notifications on so you're notified when the next episode is out. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time for more F1 2019 career mode. Adios, amigos.